brand new again. I'm like, oh shit, is my audio all jacked up? Man, your audio is good.
Your background's different. Where are you at?
I'm at Greg's house in Idaho.
Well, that's fun. What are you doing out there?
Nothing.
Well, that's even better.
Today I did 2 podcasts. I napped twice. We got in the car to drive somewhere, and then we couldn't really drive anywhere because there was too much ice on the road. Yeah, the house is like 12 or 13,000 square feet. I didn't see my kids all day. I had like 8 sparkling waters. It's been just nuts.
Nap, sparkling waters, a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
And 2
ton
podcasts.
Of snow.
Sounds
ton
like
of
a
snow,
great
yeah.
day.
And 3 podcasts, even a nighttime one with Kyra Milligan.
Nice. The best one. Just kidding.
Best for last.
Cool,
I think it's gonna be the best one too. Hey, how is your audio so good? What are you using? Do you have earbuds in? Why is your audio so good?
Yeah, I have Beats in. I'm in Kiefer's studio work space. So
dude,
he has the Ring camera here, Beats headphones.
Yeah, this is incredible. Could you pull your hair up so I could see them? Dang. Are they new? I cannot believe how good your audio is.
No, I'm pretty sure they're old.
Nuts.
I actually think one of our dogs ate one of them at one time. So
yeah, dang, it sounds great. So many people have tried so many different things, and does her audio sound crazy good, you guys? It's nuts. Better than the
just Beats.
Okay. It's okay.
It's probably my
audio
voice.
Good for you, Seven.
It's fine.
do they call Kiefer Chief Keef?
They do. Hi, Zane. Chief Keef.
Oh, all right. Where are you?
I'm in Vegas.
Okay, Las Vegas, California, yep. Nevada. Is that home for you?
Yep, it's home. It's been home for the last 2+ years, I think.
And where were you born?
I was born in Utah, but I went to college in Salt Lake.
And Utah also. So you're born and raised. So you're Mormon.
No, but born and raised in Utah. Yeah.
No shit. What's that like? So you're a foreigner. You're a foreigner in a foreign land, right?
I felt like it. Yeah. My entire so I grew up in a really small town. Like graduating class was 22, but yeah.
22 in your high school class.
22 in my high school class, and only 2 of us were not Mormon.
Wow, crazy. Is it cool? Is it fine, or are you considered the weirdos and you guys have to play by yourself and stuff?
No, I think growing up we were probably considered weirdos for sure, but now everything is great there. People are way more accepting, and it's a cool place to live now. But when I went to Salt Lake, it was nice there. I definitely loved moving away from home.
What's the name of the town you lived in?
Orderville. It's down by Zion National Park. It was 12 miles from the eastern entrance.
Order? Like Orderville?
Yeah.
Orderville. And how did your parents end up in Utah, in Orderville?
My dad was a military kid, so they moved around a ton. And then I can't remember at what age, but he found this family that absolutely loved him, and he just decided hey, I'm moving in with you guys, and they took him in as his own, and he just stayed there.
Say that again. You broke up a little bit. Whose family took him in?
Just a family that loved my dad. They decided that he was now one of them, and he just ended up living with them because he didn't want to move anymore.
Did he end up marrying one of their daughters, and that's your mom?
No, my mom owned a Best Western, and he ended up working for her, and that's how they met.
Wow, your mom owned a Best Western. Whenever I think of people owning hotels in the Best Western was in Orderville?
Mount Carmel. Same thing.
Is that
same small town?
Okay. And how close is it to Orderville?
5 miles.
Wow. How does your mom end up owning a Best Western? She's seen some crazy shit, I bet.
I think she was just born into it. It's always been in my family for a while. So I worked since I was 5.
You worked at the Best Western too?
I worked there at the Chevron. We have a golf course and everything. So all of us kids were put to work early.
So the family has a Chevron, a golf course, and a Best Western.
Yep.
And what did your dad do at the Best Western?
So he manages it. He basically runs the Chevron and then the Best Western part, and then there's a restaurant, gift shop part, and the other part of my family runs that. Small family business.
Does the gift shop have little pocket knives and little flashlights and like all keychains that like have nail clippers and shit like that?
Yeah, the weirdest things like the rock chocolate in a jar. Anything you could
Yeah.
think of, they have it.
Oh, my kids would love that. We just drove 1,600 miles or whatever, and we stopped at every Love's. And I think I spent like $300 on little pocket knives and nail clippers and flashlights and all the dumb shit you could. Every time we stopped, they jumped out and picked something.
That's okay if it keeps them entertained on that long of a car ride. $5 is worth it.
Not a peep. Hey, but what did your dad do at the Best Western when he first started there?
I think he worked at the Chevron, the gas station. So he just worked as like a cashier.
That's crazy. Oh, hold on a sec. Victoria, who is this? She's cute. We're getting to it. We're yeah. Hi, hey, what's up? Hi. We're getting Victoria. Chill. We're getting to it. Easy. Don't be so aggressive. We're trying to figure out who she is. When you say your mom owned the Best Western, did she like outright own it, or she owned it like with like 3 of her siblings?
Owned it with like her siblings, yeah.
Siblings.
So like extended family type thing. And so like my dad owns it now, and he owns it with some of my mom's siblings.
Is your mom still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And they're still together?
No.
Oh wow. Oh wow. But they still work together.
No. She's out of the picture now. But my dad owns it. He does great down there. Yeah.
But with her family.
Mhm.
Wow. I was just thinking, like, imagine getting a job at the Best Western, and then hooking up with the owner. I mean, that's just a score. Your dad scored.
Sure. He'd
Yeah.
probably flirt with you for sure. My dad's a big flirt.
It's like maybe you're doing the same thing. It was Kiefer your coach before he was your boyfriend. Maybe you're following in
No.
your dad's footsteps. You're trying to get a piece of the gym.
He was definitely my boyfriend-ish thing, and then he started coaching me, and then I think we started dating.
Wow. I want to go back to the family thing in a second. Before, but I want to talk about your relationship with Kiefer too. Do you think you're going to end up in Orderville? Like you and Kiefer will be like working at the no.
Absolutely not. I graduated high school in 2014, and I think I've been home twice since then.
Oh, okay. When you go home, do you stay at the Best Western?
No, I stay with my dad.
Oh, okay. You and Kiefer don't get a room at the Best Western?
I have actually never taken him home yet.
Oh wow.
I know.
How long? Wait, you should. He's a catch. He's a prize specimen.
Oh no, my dad's met him multiple times. My dad was up yesterday. He would rather come drive and see us than us go there because there's just not a lot to do down there.
Right. He wants to get out of the small town. Who stays at the Best Western in Orderville? What's there to do there? Why are people going there?
Zion National Park. So it's like in the heart of like all the parks. You have like Bryce Canyon, Grand Canyon, and Zion. So it's like the perfect location. So a lot of tourists.
Okay, plug for the Best Western. Anyone who's going to Zion, and then you could throw Kyra's name out and get 5% discount on your room.
No, seriously, it's my favorite thing when people go down there and they're like, oh, like, because my dad will usually like be repping one of my shirts or like one of my sponsor shirts, and they'll point it out, and then they'll just usually start talking, and he loves it. He doesn't do CrossFit himself, but he will come to every single one of my competitions, so he knows like everything that happens, and he loves bragging about me.
Yeah, hell yeah! I would love bragging about you too. I hope I can brag about my kids more as they get older. What's the biggest competition you've been in, Kyra?
Rogue Invitational.
And what year was that? Was that this year?
Yeah.
And how did you do?
Fine, not great, but fine against all of them. I think I got 18th. I took 3 top 8 finishes, I believe, and then didn't do great on the other ones. But it was cool to be out there.
And is that your first time at Rogue?
Yeah. First time trying, first time doing it. It's like, so last year I went and watched it, and I told everybody I was going to be out there to compete. Like I literally even posted about it. I was like, one of these years I'm going to be out here. And then it happened this year. So it was a really cool thing for me.
And how old are you?
I'm 26.
I saw in 2000 your first post on your Instagram was from 2016. No. It was from 2016, and I can't remember the movement, but I think it was a squat, clean, and jerk maybe, and it was 180 pounds, and I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
that's insane.
I had somebody staying with us these last 2 weeks, and we both went on a deep dive at our Instagrams, and so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Wow. What happened to all your posts before then? Is that did you just get on Instagram late, or did you get rid of all this shit? Like, because most people came on around 2012.
I actually have like my personal account, and then one of the coaches at like my first box, he told me I should start a CrossFit account. So this was my separate one.
Are you glad you did that?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a really horrible thing, but he was like, it's gonna keep you accountable, like something for you just to do. And turns out it was one of the best things that I ever did.
Yeah. And who came up with the name quads like Kyra?
My old like first box coach, his name's Seth.
And did he steal that from biceps like Briggs?
Probably, actually, yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. The whole and she stole it from someone. It's awesome.
Yeah. But like when he said it, I was like, I guess that makes sense. Like I can't not do that.
Barry. Oh hi. Hi, Kyra.
Hi,
Barry's
Barry.
Barry's a regular listener of the show. He likes to.
Oh, for sure. Don't worry. Keeper watches your show all the time. I know all of your regular comments.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I gotta have Kiefer on too.
You should. He would love it.
And you're with Underdogs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to Kyra as a young little girl. Do you have siblings?
I do. I have 2 older sisters and then a little brother.
Okay, so you're smashed in the middle there.
Yeah. Favorite child for sure.
Oh yeah, well that's what Dylan told me. Ariel's husband told me he was the favorite child too. I wonder if I'm the favorite child. I never thought of that. If I'm the favorite child, you're the favorite child of both your parents.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. In my dad's phone, it literally says favorite child. I put it there, but he hasn't changed it. So.
Wow, did that damage the other 3 kids?
No, they're fine. They know. My dad always so he always wanted a boy, and so he got us 3 girls first, and then he wanted a boy to be the athlete, and I'm the only athlete now in the family, so they know that I'm the favorite.
You did it. All right. And tell me about childhood. Were you an athlete at a young age?
I played basketball. So I did basketball. I did gymnastics for a long time. You wouldn't be able to tell with my CrossFit experience, but did gymnastics, but basketball is my favorite thing.
And how long did you do gymnastics?
I think until I was, I'd say like 14.
And you started when?
Probably as early as you can start.
Like 4 or 5, 3, 4 or 5?
Yeah, something like that. When I started getting good, my dad would drive me like an hour and a half to like a really good place twice a week for it.
Wow, that's crazy. And you were consistent, 11 years of just consistent gymnastics.
I think so. Sounds about right. I can't walk on my hands. It's actually one of my worst things in CrossFit, so it didn't really do much for me.
Yeah, in traditional gymnastics training, you guys don't spend much time upside down on your hands, though, right?
Yeah, you do.
You do?
Like I did when I was a kid.
Even walking on your hands, you do that in traditional gymnastics?
I think so. At least we did. Okay. But again, came from a small town. We probably did stuff weird.
Yeah. And did you compete?
No. Mm-mm.
But basketball, you competed?
Yeah.
And how long did you do that?
Until I graduated high school, I actually ended up getting a scholarship for college. It was only for like a community college, and I already had my associate, so I didn't take it, but it was probably one of my biggest regrets was not going to do that.
Tell me, how come? Why
it's one of my biggest regrets?
Yeah, why do you think you should have done that?
Because it would have just been cool for the experience, but I was thinking more so like, well, I already have my associates, like I don't want to go to community college and just take classes. Like I just want to get my degree and start becoming like a big kid and get a house, all that stuff. And now looking back, I'm like, I really should have done that. It would have been really cool.
What did you do instead when you turned 19, or I'm guessing 19 or 20? What did you do instead?
So I graduated when I was 17, and then I am now a dental hygienist.
Okay, so you graduated at 17 and then rushed through to get your associate's degree. You got it quick.
My bachelor's, yeah.
Your bachelor's degree. Oh, okay, because you went up to college up at Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
And then how did you get the scholarship from there after you got your bachelor's degree? Then you got your scholarship to City College?
No, I got it when I was in high school. So I
Okay,
could
just
have
coming out.
went,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I could have went to like I think it was like Denver or something to go play. Just again a community college. Still would have been fun. But instead I
Yeah.
just wanted to go and get my degree.
And how does that work? Would you would have gone there, the community college basketball program would have been 2 years, and then you would have gone
Yeah.
to get your bachelor's?
Yeah.
Were you good at school?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I definitely wasn't like straight A's, but I didn't really have to study until I went to college. So when you have a
And are you
graduating class of 22, you all just kind of pass easily.
okay? Okay. Damn, I needed one of those. I think I had a graduating class of like 800 or something. I did not
Yeah, no.
graduate easy. I barely graduated. So do you are you cleaning teeth now?
Yep. I usually just work on Mondays. Not a lot during the season, but I'll try to work a lot on like Mondays and Thursdays for our rest days.
Do people request you?
No, well, kind of. So I have two offices that I work for, and I'll just text them and I'll say like, hey, like I'm available this day and this time, and then they'll fill up their schedule for me for like the people who either really like me or people who are like on the wait list. So it's pretty
Right.
nice.
Yeah, that is nice. I like having the same person over and over.
Oh yeah. I love like when I was doing it full time, I loved my patients.
You did.
When I had to move from Salt Lake and came up here, like I think I cried with like four of them saying
Oh
goodbye.
wow, wow, wow. And that's a pretty tedious job. That's like you're really focused, and you're kind of in a weird body position for a shitload of hours, right?
Yeah, lots of hours bent over, but I love it. I
You
actually
do.
really like to talk with people who can't talk back, and then I can
Oh,
just keep talking.
oh. You know I'm coming out with a tooth powder.
Really?
Have you ever brushed with tooth powder?
I haven't.
Wow.
You'll have to send it to me and I'll give you my honest feedback.
Yeah, wow. So I did a deep dive into fluoride, and it does increase the enamel on your teeth.
Like increases the strength, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a straight neurotoxin. It's just straight poison. In all the studies and all the kids that OD'd on fluoride, they all had a lower IQ of like 6 points. It's crazy. It's like it was like unequivocal. There was no like, oh, those 10 kids didn't. No, it was just like thousands. You know what I mean? I can't wait to show you the tooth powder. You got to look into tooth powder. Afterwards, I'm going to send you a link, but I'm also going to send you some tooth powder. It's basically once you start brushing with tooth powder, you can't go back. You won't even believe how it makes your teeth feel. And you get the toothbrush wet. It's going to be called Matuthian because my last name is Matosian.
Okay, I like it.
And you get your toothbrush wet and you bang it on the side of the sink. And then you put it in the powder. And the powder is just crushed eggshells, bentonite clay, and a little bit of salt.
Interesting. Okay.
And the thing is my sister and my mom have like the whitest teeth ever. And I always knew that they had like crazy white teeth. I'm like, how the fuck do they have such white teeth? How are their teeth so nice? They're coffee addicts. And they're like, oh, we just brush our teeth with baking soda. And I'd heard
Oh,
that for like 10 years. I'm like, I'm never doing that. That sounds horrible. And then I started getting into fluoride. And then my sister got me some of this powdered toothpaste and I'm like addicted. And then I'm like, my kids are going to hate this. And my kids started using it and they're like, holy shit, this shit's amazing.
do you have really white
I
teeth
can't
now?
wait.
Smile really
I
big.
don't know. They're not, they're just normal white.
Yeah, they look white from here.
Yeah, they're normal white, but they weren't normal white. I always had plaque on the insides of my bottom teeth,
Oh,
and on the
yeah.
bottom they'd be yellow, and all that shit's gone.
Okay, that's good. That means you're actually
Yeah,
brushing correctly too. That's good.
yeah.
I always love when whenever I meet somebody and I finally tell them I'm like a dental hygienist, they always like cover their mouth. I'm like, don't worry, I've like already looked behind your teeth. Like I know how clean you are as a human. It's fine.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. My teeth are all. Whenever I go to the dentist, it's crazy because I think I have really shitty teeth. They're just all because I got punched in the face and they're all chipped and shit and fucked up. But whenever I don't have any cavities, and whenever I go to the dentist, they're like, "Man, what are you doing? You have just amazing teeth." But I think it's just because I don't eat like an asshole.
And good genetics too, but probably that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because my mom and
Yeah.
my sister have. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Good genetics. What part do genetics play in teeth?
So like your teeth can depend on a lot of things, like your hygiene, if you're using fluoride or not, and then genetics. It just traits passed on. Like I've had a lot of patients who they come in and they do not brush their teeth ever. Like that stuff that you had like on the back of your teeth, like that's all over every time I see them. But once I clean all that off, they won't have any cavities because they have really good genetics. And then
Oh
I'll
yeah,
have,
yeah.
yeah, and I'll have
They
patients
would
that do
always clean off.
absolutely everything perfect and they have a million cavities. And it's
Wow,
just the luck of the
crazy.
draw.
Yeah, crazy. I would brush my teeth like 5 times a day, and I still would have that plaque on. I would go to the dentist 3 times a year, and my teeth would still just on these bottom ones, they would just have shitloads of plaque. And they said
Yeah.
had something to do with my saliva.
Yeah,
It would be like a
sometimes you just
wall.
like
It would be like a
overproduce
wall of
saliva.
plaque. It just turned into one tooth.
Those are my favorite patients to clean. I love it.
Just getting off big
Yeah, when
chunks.
you just like hit it and it just shatters. Oh, they hate it, but it makes me so happy. Or the
Oh,
patients that like I love giving injections. So when I get to get somebody numb, I get really excited.
wow, that's cool. I like it that you like that. Wow. Do you? What about ingrown hairs on Kiefer's back, or are you good at that stuff too?
No, I'm not.
No,
I can't. No,
no. Isn't
I
that kind of in the
wish.
same family? It's like small. It's like fulfilling and detailed work and helping other people. Not even like pimples. I'm just talking about like an ingrown hair. You know, like when you have a blackhead and you pop it, and the hair was like you see it comes out, and
Yeah,
it's just a hair
see,
that grew the wrong way.
I can't do that stuff. Like
Oh,
even when
oh,
like somebody will show me like their bloody thumb or something, it grosses me out. But like
oh.
when I clean somebody's mouth, right, it's usually pretty bloody if they're not taking good care of it, and I love it. It's just different.
This guy CrossFit says one of your main salivary glands is right there, Sevon. It's interesting too. There was this person in my life, and whenever I was around them, I would start to salivate. This one person.
Was she
And so I
cute?
always had. She was very attractive, but I wasn't attracted to her at all like that. But she was
Did she smell
very
good?
attractive. I don't remember her smell.
Well, because you know, like when you smell like something and you want to eat it, not
Yeah,
saying that, but
yeah.
like you'll
No,
start like
I understand.
salivating. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. And I couldn't talk to her because I would start producing so much saliva that I always had to swallow.
Oh, you were
Not
just
Dave Castro.
nervous.
Not Dave Castro. Great guess. Not Katie Henniger. Another great guess. I appreciate the guesses. You guys are all very close.
Super
It was
close.
weird. I've never told anyone I don't even know if I've ever shared that story with anyone. I don't even
How
think my
old are
wife
you?
knows that story. 51.
Oh, so you just tell it was your wife. Every time you see your wife, you just get really nervous.
And I start
That's it.
salivating and I start having to
Yeah.
swallow a lot.
Yeah.
Miranda? No, not Miranda. No. I don't have sweaty hands or feet. I'm not. No. I don't get any sweat on my hands or my feet. I don't think I'd be able to handle that. I don't like sticky stuff or anything on my hands. I'm
I
a
get
chronic hand
super
washer.
sweaty hands.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I get nervous, it gets so bad. Like I would when we were like super young, I would never hold hands with boys when I was nervous because my hands would just be so sweaty, and I was like, "Oh, don't touch me."
Oh, and they would think it was them, but it was really
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
The story of everyone's life. They think it's them, but it's
So
not.
bad.
It's the other person. What do you think in basketball? The second CrossFit Games champ, Katie Henniger, speaking of Katie, was a basketball superstar. I think she was. I think she's in the Ohio State Hall of Fame,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I think she was drafted into the WNBA. And when I filmed with her, like in 2008 or 9, her basketball skills were crazy. Like she could make a basket from anywhere over beams that were in the Rogue gym. She could do anything. And her agility was crazy. And the reason why she probably, I don't know if she would agree with this, but the reason why she won the 2008 games was because everything was in that 4-minute time domain or something like that. And she said, I think she told me this actually, now that I think about it, in basketball, you work as hard as you can for 4-minute time domain. You work as hard as you can for 4 minutes and then you always get a break. She said you would never go more than 4 minutes for whatever reason.
I actually
I
never
don't know
thought about that. I mean,
but
just until somebody calls a timeout or your coach tells you to stop running. But
right. And I don't know the nuances of the game. Maybe it's 6 minutes, maybe it's 5 minutes. But for some reason, she said the longest you would ever play straight as hard as you can would be for 4 minutes. And then there would be some sort of stoppage.
Yeah, I mean, that
You
makes sense. Like somebody hits like the ball, there's a foul, something like that, you're gonna stop.
what do you think you brought from was your metabolic conditioning better from basketball or gymnastics that transferred over to CrossFit?
I'd probably say basketball.
And what else do you think you brought from that sport?
Mm, I don't know. Definitely like I'm more of like a fast twitch athlete for sure, so I think that has played a huge role in it. Um, Also probably the fact that I hate long distance running, and you didn't have to do that in basketball. But I don't know. And just
What
working
about
hard. Like I loved it.
what about the fact that basketball is a team sport? All my kids do individual sports. They don't do any team sports. And basketball is a team sport. And you said you like that a lot, maybe more than gymnastics, right? But gymnastics is just straight individual. And now you're doing individual. Do you miss the team part of basketball?
No, I would definitely say I'm more of an individual athlete when it comes to CrossFit.
Yeah. Okay. And what about this? What about the fact that in basketball, someone's trying to stop you from
Oh, I
what you're
love
trying
it.
to do? You do
I
love that,
love
but
it.
you don't get that in CrossFit. In CrossFit, there's no one trying to stop you.
Yeah, I would say your competitors, right? Like they're trying to like, and you
But
just always want to win. You want
you
to beat them
you
all.
do, yeah, you do want to win. But like, I what made me think of this is I remember Chris Spieler saying, "Hey, I love CrossFit. I come from a wrestling background, and the entire sport is about some other dude trying to stop you from what you want to do." And then CrossFit, no one's trying to stop you, and that's why he actually preferred the events with no weights because it was just you.
That makes sense. I'm the opposite. I prefer the ones where there are heavyweights, so you get like a little bit of an okay if you stop.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So is that your is that where you're working? Is that where you're working? The longer time domains, the
I would
hardest.
say like short to moderate. I like sprinty stuff, and I like probably like 20 minutes. Yeah, moderate's probably my least favorite to do, like those 15-minute ones.
And then what about even longer? What about like the 40-minute ones? What about these like fucking crazy Murphs that people do at the games?
I like them. Yeah, I wouldn't say like they're my best by any means, but I do like them, especially if you're not doing it by yourself.
Before Rogue, what was your highest level of competition?
The games on a team with Mayhem last year, but
That was with Angelo.
yeah,
And who else was on that team?
Sam Demeester and then Zoe Jones.
And how was that experience?
It was cool. It was really cool. I moved out there for the summer. Um, Kiefer, me, and my two dogs, we drove from Vegas to Cookeville and just kind of like moved our life there for the team. And it was a cool experience, but super excited. I'm back home, back with the underdogs and ready to train for individual.
What was your first competition ever?
Um, Semis 3 years ago. And that was,
2021.
yeah, I think so. 2021, I did MAC, and then 22, I did MAC again. And then last year I was on a team.
And the in 2022 when you did the MAC, how close did you get?
I actually placed like 14th both times.
Both times.
Yeah.
In 2016, when you're doing that 180 pounds, I can't remember if it was a clean or a squat cleaner, but you're yanking it off the ground and for sure at least catching it in the front rack. And at that point, do you know you're like, wow, I'm the strongest person in this gym and the 3 gyms in the town, and like I need to I could actually do this competitively.
No, I that was actually my first like I want to say 2 months into CrossFit. Like, yeah. So I wasn't doing CrossFit that long, but was always pretty strong. I didn't actually know I wanted to compete until I'd probably say like right before semis when I made it. Like me and 3 other people at the gym I was at, we wanted to put together a team to try to go. And then the like we just ended up doing like the individual ones just for fun, and I ended up qualifying, and they were like, please go, like go do it, go have fun. And then like after that competition I was like, okay, like I want to take this a little bit more seriously.
And where was that gym?
That was in Murray, Utah.
And is that just outside of Salt Lake?
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes from Salt Lake.
Did you ever train with Tommy Hackenbrook?
No, when
No.
he's here, yeah, like he'll coach a couple athletes here, and he'll come into
Oh,
the
he's
gym.
an
But I
underdogs guy too.
Yeah. I didn't know him when he was in Utah though.
Wow, what a small world. Maybe I did know that and I had forgotten that. Holy shit. Wow, Kotler's put together quite the team. Holy
Yep.
cow.
We have a pretty good crew over here for sure.
Who are the coaches over there? Kotler, Kiefer, Tommy?
So Tommy doesn't come in that much, but he will come in like when he has athletes. Like he has a games team that comes in every year and he'll be in. But there's Kiefer, Justin, and then a guy named Brendan Snyder.
Okay.
So we have three in-house coaches.
From 2000 to 2021, when you went for, was it 2021 you went to the semis as a team?
Oh, as a team?
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, but didn't you say you qualified to go as a team? Oh, was that just to quarterfinals?
Yeah, we were gonna put together a team, but then I made it as an individual, and they just told me to
Ah,
go. They're like, "We were just doing it for
okay.
you. Like, just go, have fun."
Okay, I didn't catch that. Okay, awesome. So from 2016 to 2021, what was your trajectory like? Did you ever plateau, or did you ever backslide, or was it just a constant growth?
I actually don't know. So like, I would train with a lot of people. I would do like some classes, but like, so when I was going to school after UVU, I went to a dental hygiene school, and it was Monday through Thursday, like 8 to 5. And so I would just go train at like 6 in the morning because then I would have to work before and after that. So I didn't really know. I would just go in, lift, do the class metcon, maybe do like another piece after. But I didn't really know like where my fitness was until that first semis.
And why were you training? Why were you doing CrossFit? Why not just like why were you doing that?
Somebody that I knew, I thought that I wanted to do like a bodybuilding show once, and I realized that like I don't have like that willpower to do it. Like I love food too much. And so somebody I know went and did a CrossFit gym and they came home and they're like, "Hey, like I'm really good at this." I was like, "Ooh, okay, like I bet I'm really good too." So went to the gym first time they were doing like back squats and I think I was like out squatting all of the boys and everybody was
Wow.
like hyping me up and I was like, "I could be here. This is my kind of place." Okay.
Wow. Okay. Did you do back squatting as a in high school? When was the first time you ever someone introduced you to the back squat?
I mean, like I've always like worked out, but I don't think I ever put more than like 185 on a bar because I would go to like a normal global gym. And
Uh
I was
huh.
like, oh, like I just want to be like skinny and look like all these other girls, and none of them are lifting this weight. And so until I went to that gym, when I would like put weight on, they'd be like, "Okay, like add more, you're stronger." And so it wasn't until CrossFit when I just started like leaning into my strength.
God, that's awesome. I love that. Who did you go to the Globo gym with? Did you go by yourself?
No, a couple of us from like school, and then the guy I was dating at the time back then. But when I would go to the global gym, I would never go by myself. I hated going there by myself. I always felt like out of place.
Really, always.
Always.
What if you were on the road? You wouldn't just go into like a Planet Fitness or something and just pay the $20 and go in by yourself? No.
Mm-mm.
And from did you know? Do you work out? Do you know why you work out? Like, do you work out to stay healthy? Do you work out to release stress? Do you work out because you want to stay keep your body looking a certain way? Do you know why you do it? I mean,
Um,
going not
all
now,
the
but I
above
meant
for
back
sure. But
then.
like
Yeah.
back then, it was more so like to relieve stress. Like I was going to school and working full time, and I just needed something that was mine, something that I could just like get away from the house and like studying.
And I guess you liked moving. You found from a young age. You found I guess the meditation that is movement, right?
Yeah,
Tons of
really
eye-hand
competitive.
coordination. Yeah,
Yeah.
and competitive. Okay. Did you ever what was kind of your highlight in high school? If you got a scholarship to a city college, what was your highlight in high school basketball?
Um, I mean, that was it. I don't think a lot of, I actually don't know anybody else from my small town that could say they got a scholarship for basketball or like the option for a scholarship. I could be
But what did
wrong.
they see? Were you like a 3-point queen, or did you guys
Uh,
win the state title or county title or?
our team actually wasn't even that good. I was just a point guard and a shooting guard, and somebody came up to me and my dad after one of like our state games,
Hmm.
and they were just talking to us. And my dad even was like, "Her, you want to talk to her about this?" And it just kind of progressed from there. And yeah, it was cool.
That's interesting. So it was a scout from a city college in Denver who
Yeah, Denver,
Wow,
something like that. Yeah.
what a trip.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Especially to be able to say like I'm 5'2" with shoes on. So when I'm like, yeah, I played basketball.
That's how tall
I
you are?
love
You're
it.
5'2".
5'2" with shoes on.
And how much do you weigh?
I weigh 143, 145. Trying to
It
get to
is
150, hopefully
yeah, good
soon.
on yeah, good on you. Dude, what's the lightest you've ever been when you've been 5'2"? Do you
117.
know?
When I first started CrossFit, I weighed 117 pounds. Yeah, if
So
you scroll back far enough, you can see like where I am, like still really muscular but tiny. And I was probably eating like 1,200 calories because again, when I would go to the global gyms, like I just wanted to be small and look like all the other girls.
so from 2016 to 2000 sorry, yeah, 2016 to 2024, in 8 years you put on about 25 pounds. Let's say 20 pounds of that is muscle. That would be how many years did I say? 8. So
Something like
wow.
that.
So
Yeah.
God, imagine that. That's how hard you've been working. You get
Yeah.
2 pounds of and a little bit of change of muscle every year.
I mean, thankfully, like I have really good genetics. Like there's
Yeah.
a ballerina picture that I've just posted the other day, and my legs are massive in it. Like I've always had big quads, and it's thankfully just comes natural to me.
Well, I
But
mean, those aren't massive gains. I mean, some people put on like 5 or 7 pounds of muscle in a year. I mean, so you
yeah,
work for every single bit that you have. The reason why I keep digging and what I'm eventually getting to is I'm just thinking of how hard you've worked. You started in 2016, a new sport, and now it's 2024. You're 8 years in, and now you're like, okay, I have the baseline now. I'm going to try to strike to go to the games. I'm assuming that's the goal now.
yeah, it definitely is. And up until I would say this year, I wouldn't ever think that I would have a chance at an individual spot to the games. And this year, I think there's a good chance for that. So I'm really excited.
Um,
Nervous,
um,
but really excited.
yeah. Fuck, nervous as all get out. Tell me about Rogue. So, I don't really know how Rogue works. I know that they invite people, and
hmm
then I know that there's a qualifier. And since you didn't go to the games, I'm guessing you came up through the qualifier.
Yep. Came up through the
And then
qualifier.
we find out. Say that again. Online qualifier.
Yeah.
And I always hear all these stories. The kind of the group of guys I hang out with, we're always looking at all the people who do the online qualifier and like they fuck up, like their camera fell over or they didn't cross a line somewhere. It sounds like the most nerve-wracking thing in the fucking world. I would hate it.
It's
So,
absolutely terrifying. And if I was anywhere but my gym, I probably wouldn't do it. Like, I had everyone there through the weekend, like weighing my dumbbells, making sure everything was correctly, like measuring my sandbag to make sure it's like the correct circumference, like my box is the right height, my plates all weigh the same, everything's like marked to a T. And like somebody else is reading the standards while I'm reading the standards. Like, it is a team effort, and there's absolutely no way I would have qualified without them.
the Tony Tone, Kyra's deadlift was fucking smooth at Rogue. Did you have a good deadlift at the Rogue?
I did. I got top 5, 5th place.
And
Yeah,
how much did you deadlift?
395.
Damn. Is that a lifetime PR?
Yeah, I don't like to deadlift that often, so that was pretty cool to hit. My back usually hurts really bad, and so we usually don't go that heavy. And it was a nice PR for me for sure.
What did you say about your back?
Like anytime I deadlift, like if my back rounds like this much, I'll just
Yeah.
immediately drop it. I'm like, that's not worth it. So like
Oh,
we don't max out. Like Keeper never really has me max out on anything, and we just work like reps over weight. Just because I'm
what
strong
about
enough, and I just need to be able to move it more efficiently.
I'm gonna go back to the Rogue thing, but what about deficit deadlifts? Do you do those? You mess with
Mhm.
those? You do mess with those.
Yeah,
And what about odd objects? Do you do that too?
I love odd objects. Yeah.
So when you do odd objects, your back has to round. I had Rob Orlando on, the strongman, and we were talking about that, and he's like, "Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
like you pick up a 200-pound stone from the ground. I'll be more realistic. When I pick up 100-pound stone from the ground, my back is fully rounded. But my back feels great when it's rounded like that. I'm picking up this 100-pound D-ball, and I just love how it feels.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the same
Do you
thing. Like,
enjoy
even if
that?
I'm
You like
picking up
that
a
too?
100-pound sandbag, like I'm hunched
Yeah.
over like a gremlin. But the second I'm like that on a deadlift, they're like, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder what the story is there too, because for me, my back could go out so easy doing a fucking 135-pound deadlift, but a 100-pound D-ball rounded over, I'll pick it up as many times as anyone wants. It's bizarre, but you're right. It's interesting. Someone's gonna have to come on the show and explain that. So whose idea is it that you enter Rogue? It's arguable, I think, without any heavy arguing, that it's the hardest competition of the year, because it's going to
Yeah.
have the best girls there, and it's going to have the fittest women there who are on this planet with us, and then
Yeah,
there's going to
for
be
sure.
the 5 of you.
Yeah. And
Whose
go
idea is it, like, hey, Kyra, you can be one of those 5?
I actually, so again, like last year I went to go watch it because we had Ricky there and like wanted to go support him. And then I was like, I want to be out here. Like, I'm calling my shot. I'm going to be out here within the next 3 years. And then ended up doing the qualifier because I felt fine coming off of the games on a team and ended up qualifying, which is really cool. And then as the workouts were coming out, I was super excited for them. I was like, okay, like our goal is top 15. Top 15. Kiefer's goal for me was top 12. Mine was top 15. And then with the rain, they had to change some of my favorite ones into some of my least favorite ones. So it didn't work out as I wanted it to, but it was still a super cool experience. And especially to be like, I got like 3 top 8 finishes against that field was kind of a confidence boost for me going into the season.
But what about the qualifier? What was you, like you just said, your goal was to make it in 3 years, and you made it in the next year. Tell me about the qualifier. How many workouts is it?
Um, I think there was 6. I could be
Uh,
so wrong on that, but I think there was 6.
someone will say in a second. Hold on. Mike Halpin. What's up, Mike? 30-second in the. Oh, Mike, I need to send you a couple videos. Sorry. Remind Mike, send me a text. I want to send you a couple screeners. Mike Halpin, 32nd in the Open for Kyra. Oh, wow. 43rd worldwide in the Indy qualifier this past year. She would have smashed semis. Wow. Oh, that's interesting.
It was
Why
cool.
didn't you go? Why did you go team instead of taking another stab at the games last year?
Because I knew like when Angela and I talked, like I I never really thought of myself as a team athlete. I was like, yeah, like it would be cool to go to the games, but like I really want to try individual. And then I kind of sat down with Kiefer and same thing, like I could have been a bubble athlete and maybe go to the games depending on qualifiers. And back then, like I was not confident in my abilities like at all. Or I could go train at Mayhem, have a really cool year and get some experience on a team and on the games, and then try again for next year and hopefully be in a better position mentally and physically. And
Yeah.
so
Any
hopefully that's what
regret? Any
happens.
regret that you went teams?
No, I think I learned a ton. I definitely got a lot fitter down there and like synchroning with them and seeing how they train. And I think it was a really cool experience that I'm really thankful for. But again, really excited to go individual this year.
Did you train with the girls, with the Baileys and the Pages and the Haley Adams? Maybe she wasn't there.
Haley was there like every once in a while, but I think she was just still like easing back into it. I talked to Bailey and Paige a lot. I adore them so much, but it was mainly like my team would train together. Just anytime like Angela was off work or like Sam was off work, we would just try to do a bunch of team stuff.
Who is the other lady?
Zoe Jones.
Zoe
Her and
Jones.
Sam are dating. So like they're on the team again. Those 3 are running it back this year just with a different female instead of me.
Did you
So
see
it'll be cool
Zoe
to
and
see them.
Sam? Did you see Zoe and Sam fight at all?
No,
Oh,
not
good.
really.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Oh, not really.
I mean,
A little bit.
everybody bickers. Like
Right.
Angelo and I would bicker. Like you're on a team, you're spending your like the entire season together, and it wasn't ever anything bad. Just like my way's better, this way's better, like stuff like that.
Did Kiefer hover and get protective?
Nope. Kiefer was still my coach. Like when he came down there, he would still train me, and we would still work on my weaknesses. Like we knew team was for the season, but like long term, focusing on like the next year for me. And so when like Angela was at work and we would do individual stuff, Kiefer was still there to coach me, program for me, and do what I needed to get better.
But he never had to step in and be like, okay, boys, ease up, or hey, guys, she's not doing that, or no. He was
Oh
good. He
no,
was hands
absolutely
off.
not. He was like, you know what? It's team mayhem. Like we're in their space and whatever they want you to do, cool.
Did you just go to Wadapalooza?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I
How
went
was
on a
that?
team. It was cool. It was a lot of
What?
fun. I went with, sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
I went with two of my really good friends, Jesse Smith and Devin Kim.
Oh, I saw the picture. I couldn't tell if that for sure was Devin Kim. Okay.
Yep.
And I don't recognize Jesse Smith just from pictures anymore. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Those
It
are
was
fun
really
gals,
cool.
right?
So much fun. Like, wasn't the weekend we wanted by any means, but we had so much fun together. We finally got to work out. Like last year at Wadapalooza, I told them we're gonna do it this year together. So I'm really excited that worked out.
What did you find out from those two? Are those two gals going to attempt Indy also?
No, they're doing team again. Yeah. So Devin's on a team and then Jesse's on a different team. I think Jesse already announced her team because I think they just like posted a story over the weekend of her team together.
Is Devin back on the team with the Weiss gal and the Chama guy?
No,
Minus Jorge? No.
I don't think so.
Different team. Is she
That's
still with
something for
Invictus?
Devin to say when they want to
Okay.
announce it.
Okay. Oh, fair
But no,
enough.
I think
Fair
Brittany's back home. I don't think she's part of Invictus anymore.
Okay. I really like Devin Kim. She's cool as
I
shit.
love Devin. We did Dubai
Yeah,
together and then Wadapalooza, so we got pretty close these last couple months. I love her.
yeah, she's fun. She gives me hope for humanity. She's a cool chick. She's really cool. So going back to Rogue, so you want to do it, and so however many workouts it is, they get announced, and then you're doing them and uploading them.
Yeah, for the qualifier. Yeah.
For the qualifier. And how does that work? Is that, or do you just have shitloads of anxiety? Are you leaderboarding? How do you know when you finally make it? Tell me about that whole process. Did you ever have any fuck ups where you're like, you start OCDing and you're going back and forth making your shit was sure your shit was uploaded?
Oh, the entire time. So like it's a blind leaderboard until they finalize it and say these people are in. So you don't know where you're at.
until
Well,
that event is closed.
That's a lie. So once you like submit everything, like the scores are due at this time, there's a leaderboard and you know where you're at.
Yeah.
But then they close it down, they're like checking everybody's videos and you don't know like what scores are being adjusted and like what's happening until it's actually finalized.
And that gym had a mishap either the year before or the year before that with poor Annika Greer had the upload mishap.
Oh yeah, she forgot to submit her score 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, out of underdogs, or she thought she did. I mean,
She
it was
thought
a
she
pretty
did and then she didn't. Yeah. But
yeah, and it was the last one too.
yeah.
Yeah, and so there's that paranoia from
Oh
like
yeah, I was
probably
like
people around there. They're
screenshotting
still
everything.
scarred.
Yeah. Having like Kiefer be like, I did submit it, right? Like, will you look and see that I submitted it? Yeah.
Did you get any penalties in any of your workouts?
Nope.
No reps taken away, nothing.
No reps taken away.
Yeah, good on you. Awesome. And who judges you when you do those?
For the most part, I do really like Kiefer judging me. But sometimes like when you're dating someone or like you love someone so much and then you're like, I know what you're saying and I know what you want me to do, but it's like worse when it comes from them.
Mm.
Like, and so like sometimes I'll have like Justin judge me or something because like if he yells at me, it's fine. But if Kiefer yells at me, I'm like, no, please don't do that.
Right. Okay. And what about? And I was also thinking about what if he has to no rep you?
Oh, that's fine. I don't care if somebody no reps me. I'm like, I would rather do the rep right now versus get docked and get like 10 seconds taken off of it instead of 2 seconds to repeat the rep.
How long have you been growing your hair?
They're extensions.
Oh.
My real hair is actually just like up to here.
Oh, how does that work? How they just attach it to your other hair?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep, I've
crazy.
had extensions for like 5 years now, I think.
Oh, your hair's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the girl's name who had amazing hair? Rapunzel. Did Rapunzel have amazing hair?
Yes, she did.
You could You could play Rapunzel. Okay, so then you get in, and what place do you get in at when you qualify out of the 5
Uh,
gals that get in?
so actually, what happened was, so top 5 it gets published, right? Like I'm 5th, and then there was a score mishap. And what happened was after the score mishap, like they emailed me, I accepted it, like signed my waiver, all this stuff. And then they like sent an email out saying like something happened with the scores, like somebody put their overhead squat in kilos and it wasn't converting to pounds. And so when they fixed that, Christine Kohlenbrander jumped up above me, so I moved down to 6.
Oh man,
Yeah, and so like I woke
do you
up with
cry?
like
Do you cry?
I did,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah,
I woke
yeah.
up to like a million texts like saying like I'm so sorry, like all this stuff, and I was like, oh shit, okay, like what's happening? And like I looked, and I think I was like on my way to like the track or something. I think I just like pulled over my car, and I was like, okay, like it's fine, you have next year. And then like 5 minutes later, like I got an email from them, and they're like, no, you're still in. I was like, oh thank God, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
so
we ended up like tying for points. So they were like, you know what, like, um, you're still in, like everything's good. We're gonna take the top 6 instead.
you never got an email from them saying you were out. You just assumed it because of the flood of I'm sorries, and then you looked at the leaderboard and saw you were 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about this phenomenon with someone the other day. It's so weird reacting to things because we don't know shit.
Yeah. Until somebody that's actually like in charge of it tells you, you
Yeah.
never know.
One time, we thought our dog was dead. I live in a neighborhood with tons of coyotes. We searched
Oh God.
everywhere for my dog. He's a little 14-pound dog. We searched everywhere for him. We always had this coyote fear. Our neighborhood has tons of coyotes. You can hear them whooping and whopping at night and going crazy. And we have tons of big birds that could easily carry our dog away. And we thought our dog was dead. We searched everywhere, and we go to bed that night, and my wife's already, I think, collecting the dog bowls and leashes and like all that, and we're a mess, right?
Oh
We're a
my
mess.
God. I'm literally tearing up right now, but I'm assuming that your dog is alive.
So I woke up in the morning and I go out to the car, and the fucking dude's sleeping on the driver's seat, frozen. It doesn't get that cold in California, but he was cold. He wasn't okay for a few days. But we found the dog.
Wait, how do you get in your car?
Because whenever you open the car door, he wants to go, but sometimes he can't go. So he probably hid somewhere in the car, like under a seat or
Oh,
something, right? But I had checked the car. I thought I had checked the car thoroughly, and my wife had checked the car, but there he was in the car.
but he's
Or
good.
maybe he did die and God put him in there.
Right, yeah. But he's good,
But he's
right?
good. Well, he's
Your
dead
dog
now.
is good.
He did. Then a couple of years later, we were driving home from LA, and he died in my wife's lap. That was a few months ago. But that was okay. I mean, it wasn't
Oh,
okay, but it was
baby.
okay.
What
But
was his
now he's not
name?
Now he's not coming back for sure. I buried him in the backyard.
What was his name?
Paramesh.
Paramesh?
Yeah, Paramesh.
That's a
I
cute name. That's
I had
different.
named
I
I
love
had
that.
I had named him Salvador, and my dad told me I have a cousin named Salvador, so I can't name him Salvador.
Yeah,
And then
that's
I
fair. You can't
remembered
name
my
your dog
wife.
after anybody you know.
You can't? Is that a rule? Is it disrespectful? My dad said it was disrespectful.
I don't know if
I
it's
didn't
just
even know I had a cousin.
disrespectful, but like you don't want to be cuddling your dog and thinking of your cousin. It's just weird.
Right. Okay. So then my wife did a backbending course in India for like 6 months where they basically teach you how to stand and then reach backwards and grab your ankles. That's a weird
Oh,
class, right?
okay.
Yeah. And while she was there was a masseuse. And for $15, he would massage you for three hours. But the last 15 minutes of the massage, and the whole time he chants. But the last
Chance
15
what?
minutes,
What does he do?
something in Indian. He chants some Indian shit. But the last 15 minutes, he just massages your boobs.
Oh,
So I was like, wait a second.
nice.
You paid this dude $15 to rub your whole body down in the last 15 minutes. She rubs your boobs. He's like, yeah, but it's totally chill. He's just chanting the whole time. I'm like, all right. So I remembered that story, and I was like, all right, I'm naming the dog after that guy.
That's cool. That's a good guy to name it after.
Yeah. So Paramesh. Yeah. You fondled my wife.
Yeah. It's
on a
fine.
regular
That's what you
basis.
want to think
And
of every single time you look at your dog. Makes sense.
and you know what my wife would do? She loved this. She's a little rascal. Other girls would be like, "Hey, uh, where can I get a good massage?" And she'd be like, "Oh, Paramesh does great massages." And she said half the girls would come out like, and the other half would be like,
Not knowing what they're getting into.
"Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
God.
yeah." She said he was totally chill. I'm like, "Uh-huh. All right,
Yeah,
give
it's
me his number.
fine.
I want to talk to him. I want to talk." Mike, pool boy, does he do balls? I fair fair question. I don't know. Okay, so then you go there, and you're at Rogue, and you're in there with the girls.
Yeah.
Tia Toomey's comeback, Laura Horvat, Danny Spiegel. You're just in there with just all the bulls. And how long does it take before you feel at home?
I actually I would say I knew a handful of them, so I felt pretty comfortable already. Like I saw them at semis, I've met them at Wadapalooza, follow them on Instagram. So it was really, really comfortable for me for sure. I never felt like I was in the wrong place.
Were they nice to you?
Yeah, everybody's so nice.
That's what I heard. All the girls, I feel like the younger girls were always like telling me how nice Ariel Lowen and Danny Spiegel were to them. Like if they see your new girl, they come over, they say hi to
Yeah.
you. They're
Two of
like
my
just sweet to you.
favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've
Okay.
already known them before Rogue. And so it was nice just to see them and catch up and just share the floor with them.
And your team, I don't know if it's your teammate, but your training colleague from Underdogs is like a rising superstar.
Alex, yeah, she's
Yeah.
gonna do really good this year. We're all super excited to watch her for sure.
Yeah, Gazan. And was Alex at Rogue?
Yep.
She was there. And do you guys have a camaraderie?
Yeah, we train together here and there. She comes in a little bit earlier than I do. I like to chill during my sessions, but I'll usually catch her on the back half, and if our training lines up, we get to work out together. But I adore her. She's so cute.
She kind of got thrown to the wolves when she was there. I think when she started there, it might have been Bethany Flores, Carrie Pierce, and Danielle Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's there with these three really unique characters who are just powerhouses, right, in the sport. And then were you there during that time too?
Yep. So I joined
Oh
Underdogs
shit!
right
Wow.
after she joined Underdogs too. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you got to wait, and you would be in there with all those girls?
Mm-hmm.
Did you learn a shitload from them?
Oh, a ton. Even Carrie will come in now and still to this day she'll beat everybody in a workout just randomly. But I loved it, and catching up with Bethany and everybody at Rogue. You just learn a ton, and I was really thankful for that for sure. I think that's definitely where I learned to not be scared of who you're competing against. They're all just human and they're really great people and everybody wants to beat everybody.
How did the drama with Danielle Brandon did that affect the training there? How did that affect the mood there, or with is DeLugos back in camp?
Yeah, Matt actually just started coming back.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you if he's going to try for the games, but I got to ask him that, right?
Yeah, you got to ask him that.
Okay, you're a good gal. What a good girl you are. What a good community member you are. How was that? How was that drama? Did it affect you at all, or were you able just fucking stay laser focused, or did you even enjoy it? Like if I was there and training there, I'd enjoy the fuck out of the drama.
I think it just happened how it needed to happen, and I think everybody's happy now, and she seems like she's doing really good. Justin has a really good thing going with Alex, so
Did
hope
you
the best
resent
for
the fact that
everyone.
Did you resent the fact that there was drama there? Were you like, fuck you guys, come on, man, we got shit to do. The fuck
Yeah,
are you
nobody
guys
likes
doing?
drama. Nobody likes drama at all. We just all want to come in, train, but it's gonna happen when you have a huge camp. It's gonna happen here and there, and thankfully, it got squashed. And again, everybody seems like they're doing really good. Danielle's with Coach L now, and she seems super happy at Rogue, and hopefully, she has a really good season this year.
Um, when you came, why did you come to Underdogs? And when you came there, did you just not know anyone? Were you just green?
Yeah, I didn't really know anyone. So again, like I was in Salt Lake, like 6 hours away, and I had visited a friend out here, and then they told me like
What
come
year
join
was
like
this?
oh, 20 2020. It was right before Wadapalooza. No, 2021 of December, right before like Wadapalooza when I did a team with Alex and Allie Scuds, I think.
Okay.
But came like visited, really, really loved them, like really wanted to like take it seriously and um make the move out here. So like I want to say 2 weeks after I went home, I got on a call with Justin Cotler. I was like, hey, like I would love to come out there. And we talked. He said I could come out here, like put my house up for rent, like gave my boss a month notice, and I was in Vegas and I loved it.
You owned a house. You own a house.
Yeah, I owned a house in Salt Lake and now I own a house in Vegas.
You own two houses.
No, I sold the one in Utah. So
Oh,
now I
oh,
just own this
okay.
one. Yeah.
Do you regret selling the one in Salt Lake? Do you wish you would have kept it and just rented it out?
No, I rented it out for a while and I
Oh,
will never ever rent it out again. Like the renters that I had, and like I had a rental company deal with it too, but I must have just gotten the worst luck ever. I was so happy to be done renting it.
oh, they were a pain in the ass.
Everybody was. Yeah. So when I sold it, I was really happy. I was like, I'm never going to do that again. Like, I'm just going to buy my house. And when I'm done with this house, I'm going to sell it before I do a different one.
And when you bought your house, did you do all the adult stuff? Like you went to the bank and got the loan, and like you met with the real estate agent, and like you sat
Mhm.
around and signed that big stack. You did all that. Did your dad help you or hold your hand?
Nope. Actually, my dad didn't know that I was buying a house until I posted it because it was like a brand new house. And so I posted like the process of it on Instagram, like when it was just like I don't even think I had like drywall up or anything. Like I posted a picture in front of it and like with a thumbs up. And my uncle sent him the picture and he was like, "Did Kyra buy a house?" And I got a phone call from my dad. I was like, "Oh yeah, I did that. I did buy a house." He's like,
Wow.
"You literally will like call me and ask if you want to go like on this vacation and take like an extra day away from work and you didn't ask me to buy a house." It's like, I just wanted to do it.
And
So
you did it by yourself? You would save the money for the down payment?
yeah.
Wow.
I said I worked since I was like a really, really small kid. And so like my dad's always like drilled that into me, like had a really good savings, had a really good job after I graduated. And it was during COVID too, so everything was pretty cheap.
Damn, Kiefer scored. Are you and Kiefer going to get married?
If he asks.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Um uh um so you when you went out there to Las Vegas, I didn't I'm not sure if I caught this. You went out there to scope out underdogs?
No, I came out just to see a friend, and
Okay.
then somebody was like, "Hey, you should go check out this gym. Like they need Justin," and told Justin like I was coming by, and I think it was during the Wadapalooza qualifiers actually, and everybody was just really nice, like super helpful, and especially like Bethany, Alex, all of them. Like I just loved them. I was like, "Ooh, I want to be here." Like I've never like really got to train with a lot of girls, and so just coming into a gym full of girls, it was such a cool experience. And especially
And,
Carrie. Freaking
and
Carrie. Love
so
her.
just like that, you made the decision.
And I've always wanted to like live outside of Utah, so it was a really easy yes for me.
There's this thing that I do where like if I bought a new pair of running shoes, like I would be like, okay, I'm gonna run 3 miles every day for a month to justify the $210 pair of
Right.
shoes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just motivated by things like that. Okay, I'm getting a new Apple Watch. I'm gonna try to see for a month. I'm gonna see how high I can spike my heart rate. Like there's something has to be attached. If I'm gonna buy a camera, I have to do as much work to get money back to pay for that camera that I didn't need.
Makes sense. Yeah.
When you make this move to underdogs, um, well, let me go back a second. Do you know for sure because of your dental hygienist that you can get work anywhere?
Depends. So like when you're graduating, you have to take like your board exam
Uh-huh.
and there's two different tests you take and that depends on what states you can move to. And so thankfully like Vegas was one of the states that I took and it was a process to change over my work for sure. Like Vegas you had to print everything off, you had to like handwrite it out and mail it in. You couldn't email it in or anything. So it was a pain. It took about a month process, but I started working right away as soon as I got here.
Okay, and did that play a pivotal role in you being able to move, that you could get work there?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the reasons why I chose dental hygiene. Like, it was really good pay. Didn't have to work like holidays or weekends, and I could just temp wherever if I wanted to.
And you like seeing plaque explode.
Yeah. And shots. Love giving shots.
In the shots, yeah. And so you go there, and do you make any deal with yourself at that point? You're like, okay, this is a pretty big commitment. I am for sure going to give, I've only been giving 98% to get to the games, and now I'm going to give it that extra 2%.
I thought I did back then.
You thought you did make kind of a mental deal like that? Like, hey, this is a pretty big commitment. I better.
Yeah, but then I was like, oh, okay, like instead of working 4 days a week, like I'm just gonna work 3 and then train with them like one day during the week and then on the weekends. And so like to me that was a really big commitment. But it wasn't until I think Kiefer started taking over my programming where like he and Justin sat me down and they were like, hey, like you moved out here to train with the underdogs, not go work and then train when they're done. Like if you want to train, like you need to train with them and get better. And so it wasn't until that moment where I was like, okay, yeah, like I am making a little bit off of sponsors, like I can reduce my workload a little bit. And then just training with everybody, I could see how much better I was getting. And I was like, okay, this makes sense.
And when you came from Utah, did you have a boyfriend over there?
Nope.
So you just came free, just like, did you have any dogs at that time?
Yeah, I had Rogue, my little Frenchie.
Okay. And, or that's the one.
Yeah.
Frenchie? Yeah. Those dogs are wild. That's a high maintenance dog. You do love him.
He is literally my pride and joy. And then we have a new dog, and she's a pocket pit bull, and her name's Billy.
Oh man, I don't approve.
They're so
either
cute.
Of it. Oh, I don't approve of those dogs. Those aren't. Next, you're gonna get a boxer. Then we're gonna have all sorts of problems. I can't stand.
I want a third dog so bad, but every single time I send Kiefer one, because like I follow a lot of like foster places. Every single time I send Kiefer one, he's like, "We travel too much." I'm like, I could quit CrossFit and just help out with all these dogs. Like, that's okay too.
I'm gonna tell you something, and it might not resonate with you yet, but it's going to.
Oh no!
I had 3 Great Danes.
Oh, I love Great Danes.
And then I saw the way my wife acted around our little dog, and she was just so weird around the dog all the time. She was just like, it was like you said, she just lived for the dog. It was just always everywhere we were. It was always in our shit.
Oh yeah.
And like she'd be working out in the garage and the dog would interrupt and she wouldn't get mad. Like I'd fucking kick a dog across the room if it interrupted my work. I'd kick a kid across the room, kick my own mom across the room, interrupt me while I'm working out. But this dog could do no wrong. But as soon as we had kids, like I realized that's really what she needed. I mean, we didn't have kids till she was 39. So I'm telling you, you better be careful. You're gonna end up with a kid soon.
No, I don't want a kid soon. My 2 dogs.
Yeah, you do. You don't know it. I'm telling you.
You
know you do. You just don't know it. I'm just telling you. Telling you.
Both of my sisters.
It's psychology 101. Okay. All right.
I can't. Right. I'm not responsible enough to take care of a kid right now. And I love traveling way too much.
I'm not responsible enough to do fucking anything. I can't even sign the paperwork on a house. I don't do any of the adult stuff. But I'm just telling you. I know this. I know this. Okay. All right.
I don't think so. Like every time I look at my dogs when I wake up, I'm like, I literally can't love anything more than I love you guys and Kiefer. But I was like, they're literally everything.
I understand. Okay, so you go to underdogs, and who decides who your coach is going to be?
I think Justin was the only coach in house at that time, and so like I worked under Justin for a little bit.
And where did Kiefer come from? So you've been there longer than Kiefer has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. And where did he come from?
So Kiefer is like co-owner of Underdogs. So he's Justin's assistant coach. So he's like always worked with Justin. He came out to Wadapalooza with us. And so we met him there for the first time 2 years ago.
So he was there, but he wasn't there. He was part of the Underdogs team. Okay, so he's part of the Underdogs team, but he wasn't in Vegas.
Yeah.
And where was
him and Justin. What?
Where was he?
He was living out in Boston at this time.
Oh, okay. Shithole city. Go on.
So came out.
I'm opinionated. I'm very opinionated.
That's okay.
Okay.
I think he moved out March, so he wanted to come down here for the season and like help everybody like for the game season, semifinals, and all of that, and then ended up moving here too.
And did he move out? When did he start court? Tell me about how does he court you? Do you court him? How do you court an athlete?
You're gonna
Do you
have to get him
know?
on the podcast and see what his answer is.
Do you know? Is there like do you remember the first time you saw him?
Yeah.
Where was that?
That was at Wadapalooza, and if you have ever seen Keeper, you know he hates like taking up space and like being in everybody's way. And so I
He's
literally don't think
huge.
he's
How the fuck does
he's
he not?
huge.
He's huge. Yeah, he's a big man.
But like he'll like I think we tried to talk to him and nobody knew who Keeper was. Like Justin was like, hey, like Keeper's gonna be your guys' coach, and we're like, okay. And so I think we tried to talk to him. I don't think he like really talked to us. I was like, this dude hates me. All right, whatever. But he didn't want to be like in anybody's way and like be annoying to anyone.
So he was very mild mannered. Even okay. And so when you saw, do you remember exactly where you were when you saw him?
Probably in the warm up area. It's chaos
And
back there. That was my first year at Wadapalooza too. Everything was just chaos.
when have you ever seen, like, when you put those battery terminals on a battery and you get a little, was there any of that just right away? Like you saw him and you're like, oh, whoa, like you're like,
No.
I feel something. No, like I
I
feel
definitely
something.
thought he was hot for sure.
You did,
But
okay.
no, it wasn't until like a couple weeks later he came out to Texas and we just became like super good friends because there was a competition out there that he came to like help coach at. And then he moved here. We were super good friends.
Wait.
Um,
Wait. That's too fast. So Wadapalooza, there's nothing. It's just
no,
like hi. Like did you even hug? Just a handshake during the like?
probably not even a handshake. Like, I was just like
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
so new to underdogs. Like I was terrified to be like out in the elite division with these girls at that point.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, and then like 2 weeks later, there's a TFX that competition in Texas.
Okay. I don't
Um,
know it, but okay.
yeah, I went out there and did it, and he flew in to like help coach. And then since
What other
then, we
athletes
became
were
like
there? What other athletes were there besides you?
Matt DeLugas was supposed to go, but he ended up not going because he also did Wadapalooza, and so he was just there to coach me.
Oh shit! So now he has to talk to you.
Yeah, now he has to talk to me.
Wow. Okay. So he gets out there and he's like, "Hi, I'm your coach. You remember
Yeah.
me from Wadapalooza?" You're like, I remember you."
Yeah, and then like ever since then, we were just like super good friends, and it wasn't until
Do you guys do the stupid shit like stay up too late at the bar or stay up too late at the restaurant, or like it's time to go but no one wants to go? Like when does that happen in Texas? You know how like boys
probably
and girls are. You're just like, I'm
probably
gonna sit here. I'm just gonna hang out.
just gonna
I know
hang
it's 4 in the
out,
morning.
not want to
Yeah,
go
I'm just gonna.
home, but
Yeah. Was it like that already there?
no, I think there we were still
Did
like
he have a
just
girlfriend?
good friends.
Did you ask him?
Probably. I don't. Yeah, he wasn't dating anybody at that time. Um,
Were you in a mode where you were like, when you came there that you were like, listen, like, I'm you, but talking to myself. Listen, Kyra, you have shit to do. You are, I'm an ambitious woman, and I'm not letting any boys in. That's just the way it is.
no, I
Boys all
didn't
over.
flirt with him at all on that trip, so like that didn't even cross my mind. Like
I know, but prior to that, like the year prior to that, did you have a wall up for boys? What I'm saying is had you, no, you didn't. So you weren't like, because you know how some athletes will do that. They'll be like, I'm not doing that. There's no, there's not gonna be any boys in my life. I'm just focused on winning. No.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. So
No,
you
it
were
literally
chill. You were
wasn't
chill.
until Ashley Collar started pushing us together until we were
No
like, you know what,
shit.
maybe, yeah.
Wow, that's great. Not, hey guys, it's inappropriate for the coach, but like, hey, you guys need to. Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
All right, fuck, I love it. That's some Greg Glassman shit right there. Wow. Okay. So you go to Texas and you hit it off, and then are you after that? Or you just you guys both fly back to? No, he goes back to Boston.
Yeah, he goes back to Boston and I come back to Vegas, and then like a month later he's driving from Boston to here to move.
Oh shit. Have you ever asked him? Like, did he come out there? I'm assuming you guys have talked. Did he come out there just because he knew he liked you and he wanted to be with you?
No, he was just out there to coach.
Come on.
No, I'm serious. I wish. I would love if he admitted that, but it was not the
Oh,
case,
okay.
unfortunately.
When you heard he was coming, were you excited? You're like, oh, this is really cool. This guy was cool. I'm gonna get to spend time with him.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely exciting, but more so like the fact that I was gonna have a coach out there, and like that wasn't the
Okay.
norm for me, and so that was pretty cool to be like, oh, like I'm actually gonna like have a coach at this competition.
You weren't talking to him on the phone every day for an hour the month building up to him coming.
Nope.
Oh, all right. All right. Okay. 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 All right. So then he comes out there and he's your coach. And do you have to talk about do you talk about it or it just happens? Just
That
one day?
what?
Like, do you talk about it? Like, does he say, "Hey, I would like to date you"? Is it like weird like that, or is it just one day you have your hand on the bar and he puts his hand on the bar and you guys look? You're like,
Yeah,
oh
that's
shit.
exactly what happened for sure.
Was it
Just
more like
like
that?
that.
Was it like
I
that?
actually, I think I don't know. I think we were just like super good friends and we are hanging out all the time, and then um again, with the wonderful help of Ashley, literally probably
Yeah.
every single day we'd be like, is this happening? You should ask her out. Like, Kiefer, you should kiss her. And we're both just sitting there like, okay. And then one
Oh
day, like, we're just
shit.
like, you know what? Like, let's go on a date. Like,
Like you're in the fifth
let's
grade.
see.
Like you're in the
Yeah.
fucking fifth grade. She was doing you guys like that. Oh shit. Wow.
But hey, it worked out for the best. We've been dating for over a year and a half now. We have two dogs together. We have a house. So
Yeah. Wow.
pretty good life
Congratulations.
for sure.
Yeah.
And if you've
Yeah.
seen him,
Yeah.
great job.
Yeah. You scored. You scored.
Oh yeah.
What about does he have any other athletes?
Yeah. So he actually coaches 90% of the athletes that are in house right now. Yeah. So Justin
A-
has Alex and Raph, and then Brendan has Matt and Omer, and Kiefer has everybody else.
And does that give you like I was trying to get with my wife for like 5 years and she had a boyfriend. And she's like, hey, she would have to tell me like once a month, hey dude, chill. I ain't getting with you. I'd be like, all right. And then I wait like another month and try again. She's like, nah, be cool. I got a boyfriend. So now that I'm with her, like I know that's her. Like I know that if she's gonna get with him, now it's been fucking forever. But that gave me a lot of like confidence, right?
Yeah, for sure.
In the like I saw her character for 5 years. If she would have just been like first night banged me, I would have been like, well shit, like fuck the whole. I'd been like paranoid she's gonna bang some other guy. So you have comfort in knowing that he's not a flirt. Like he's not flirting with every female, like all the athletes and all these fucking pheromones flying around the gym.
Now that we're dating, yeah, 100%. Before, absolutely not. He was the biggest flirt in the entire
Oh,
world, just not like towards his athletes.
oh,
So,
okay. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. So,
yeah.
okay, all right, all right. Wow. Do you like Vegas?
I love Vegas. Yeah. We actually, so from Wadapalooza last week, we flew into Salt Lake just to pick up my dogs and drive here. And there's a ton of snow there. And I absolutely do not miss the snow. So I'm loving Vegas right now.
Wow. I don't, when I think of Vegas, I just don't think of it as a nice place to live. Sell me on it. What do you like there?
You have to
You
come
like the,
visit.
you
Come
like
visit. Stay with Kiefer and I. We love entertaining people.
but what do you like about it? You like the people? You like your coffee shop? You like that there's no traffic? What do you like about it? The weather?
All the above for sure. I mean, right now, right, like I am just here to train for the most part, but we live 15 minutes from the strip. There's always something to do. The restaurants are amazing. Like anytime somebody comes into town, whatever show they want to go to, like it's there. It's so easy to entertain people.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So culturally, that is true about Vegas. That's one of the things that's kind of like, I guess, culturally, there's a ton of shit to do. You can
Mhm.
see plays and comedians, and you can do it
Yeah.
all. And the food's amazing. They bring in the best
Food is
food from all over the
amazing.
world. Might be the
Yeah.
best restaurants in the world. Whatever you're vegan or you only eat lobster, they got it.
They literally have everything. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Um, and so now Wadapalooza's over, and do you make some lifestyle changes or choices? Like, is it like focusing in now? Here we go. When do we enter this games funnel? games
Like this
mode.
year's Wadapalooza. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about. Okay.
sorry. So this year's Wadapalooza is over, and and you see the Open is coming. Have you registered for the Open yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay, but you will,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
um and then when is it like it's like serious as a heart attack time, or does it never get like that?
I think, I mean, obviously, like we've talked about like my goals and everything, and then up until 3 days ago, I didn't know if I was going individual or if I was going to be on a different team. So there was like a bunch of conversations, and the team that we were thinking of, like, unfortunately didn't pan out. And so, like, as of 3 days ago, like, it's now all in, like, just thinking
I
about
got
the
the
season.
I'm getting the impression though in the first hour and 20 minutes, but I could have easily misread you. I'm old and this is a third podcast a day. I got the impression that you weren't really interested in team.
I wasn't until a really good team came along for like the
Mm,
chance to win, and I was like,
mm.
damn, this is gonna be really hard to turn
Oh,
down. So like we all
oh.
got together, started training, and then it didn't work out, which is fine. You know,
You actually
like I said,
got
I've been
together with
wanting,
the team.
yeah. And then
Uh,
everybody just kind of wanted to see how like Wadapalooza played out, and
it was
it's
you and Carrie Pierce, and who are the boys?
your guess is as good as mine. Name two of them. I'm sure it's probably that.
Was it? Can you give me any hint? Is the team still going, but just without you?
No, everybody's going individual.
No shit. You guys
Yeah.
all. Wow.
Well, hopefully everybody's going individual.
Everyone's attempting to go individual.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow. But it was a bunch of good people who you thought, well, shit, we can get on the podium, we win
Yeah.
this.
It would literally have been like the only reason I would have done team again for sure.
Let me think. I need some help from the audience. I need a lifeline. Okay, and are you? I'm also sensing that you're glad you're going individual, but it's more stressful.
Yeah, it's definitely more stressful. You know, because now it's just like relies on you. Like if I were to go team, there's a 99.9% chance like we go to the games. Now I feel like I'm still like a bubble athlete for sure. So now it's like I need to make sure everything's great. Like that weekend has to just line up perfectly for me. So it's more stressful, and now it's like okay, like I have to, like that has to be in the back of my mind where it's like if I want to get there, I have to do everything I possibly can in training today.
What does that look like? What are the things that you're like, okay, I'm gonna have to really fucking put my head down and get this done?
Just do it, giving like the extra 1% in like my metcon instead of like hunched over the chalk bucket, right? Like just get up and start doing reps. A little bit higher like RPM on the assault bike, just little stuff like that. Like Allie Weiss just came and moved down, which I'm super excited for. So like her and I are just going to be leveling each other up for these next couple months, and it's going to be so much fun. It's going to hurt so bad, but I'm so excited.
Yeah. Do you get scarred from workouts? Like if on Monday you get on the assault bike and let's say you do some crazy assault bike running workout, and you're just like 20 minutes after, you just don't feel like Kyra at Milligan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get scarred, and then on Tuesday, are you like, fuck? You get there and you're like, oh no.
100%. I mean,
Yeah.
2
How do
days
you push
ago, I
through
fell
that?
from the top of a rope with a weight vest on and just like
Yeah.
slid my hand down. And now I'm like thinking about the next time I have to do a legless rope climb. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that right now.
Tell me about sliding down. So you were warring and telling yourself, hey, you got to go to failure, and it failed?
No, I wasn't even at failure. I hit it and I was supposed to come legless down, and like for some reason like my pinky wrapped around the rope, but the rest of my hand didn't. And then I just couldn't get my grip, and I was in a weight vest, so I couldn't drop. And I was just sliding down the rope, and I was like, this is it. My hand hurt so bad after that.
Can I see them? Are they burned?
Oh no, they're totally fine. Like it hurts to like put like pressure on, and they're super shiny. But thankfully, like nothing gross like what you saw at semis this last year. I was able to do like toes to bar and everything today, so it's all good.
So it felt like they were on fire though when you came down.
It was so bad. And then we went to a movie yesterday, and I got popcorn, and I totally forgot about it. And I like reached in with this hand and just got on everything, and I was like, yeah.
Wow, crazy. Did you ever burn bugs with a magnifying glass? Did you ever burn stuff
Yeah.
with magnifying glass? Paper and leaves and bugs. Did you ever put it on your fingernail?
No.
So I would do that. I'd put it on my fingernail, but by the time it hurts and you stop, the pain goes. It's like an ice cream headache. The pain keeps going for like another 15 seconds.
Yeah.
It's so it's really bad. But I kind of think of it as the rope burn, but you just keep doing it over and over. But I think of the rope burn like that.
Yeah. It wasn't fun.
Like
Like
it's
I
just
would think it was fine, and then I would just be sitting there, and then like for a minute at a time, it just felt like you were putting your hand on like a hot burner, and you were just leaving it there. But like
so
it
what is
looks fine. It was just painful.
how do you push through that? How do you push through those scars?
Well, I cried a little yesterday, and then I just sat on an assault bike instead of doing my Metcon. But we're better today. So.
Yeah. Would how's Kotler? Is he heavy-handed? Like, would he ever come over to you, like, and see you're not doing your Metcon and be like, "Hey, I'm really disappointed in you. What are you doing?"
No, no.
No, no.
Kiefer would probably say that to me for sure. Yeah, I mainly just kind of do whatever Kiefer says, and then I don't think Justin's ever said that to me. Hopefully, at least.
Uh, um, uh, I was part joking around, but part not when there's some footage out there of Ricky doing the snatch at Wadapalooza, and then he does the hang snatch, and then he was supposed to squat to get some reps in case to beat tiebreaker, and he didn't. He slammed the bar down, and afterwards you see Kotler like giving him like the dad talk,
Oh
like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah, for
what the
sure. I
fuck are
mean,
you doing, dude?
if Justin was my coach, I'm sure he would also give me those talks, but
Yeah,
where it's like all Kiefer's like full hands on, like Justin has his athletes and Kiefer has his. Kiefer would definitely yell at me if I forgot to do overhead squats too.
he would.
Oh yeah.
When you say that Allie and you will level each other up, um, I guess that's a massive accountability thing because
Yeah.
you have to know that if you slack, you're not only letting yourself down, but you're letting her down.
Well, also it's just like it's hard to slack. Like if you're going head to head with somebody who's like we're both really good athletes, but we're both like different athletes. Um, but like if you're going head to head with somebody and it's like, oh, I don't like if she is supposed to beat me in this MetCon, like one, I don't want her to, but if she's going to, I don't want it to be by that much. So like, even if you want to slack and you think you're gonna slack, 3, 2, 1 starts and you're not going to anymore. It's just painful.
When you're doing a Metcon, do you how do you know what's real to slow down and what's not real? So I had this guy on the podcast. He broke the 50-mile world record and for running. And I forget, but like at mile 27, he started having this thought that, oh, he should stop and stretch. And I'm like, how do you know if that's really you're supposed to stop and stretch, or if that's just your brain fucking with you trying to come up with an excuse to quit? Like, how do you know which thoughts to listen to and which not?
Um,
He
I
said
think
he
I've
doesn't
only
know. He said, by the way, this guy just said, I have fucking no idea.
Yeah,
And I
I
still
feel like
haven't
I would
figured
have
that
no
out.
idea either. There was only one time that I've ever actually had to stop at Metcon. Like it was, I
I don't
think
even mean stop.
before,
I mean even slow down. Like how do you know even like how do you know why not just come out hot and just fucking let the wheels fall off the bus early? Like don't even
because then you have to
strategize
slow
at all.
down, and then
Yeah.
everybody gets mad at you. So
But why do you have to slow down? Well, okay, let me go to this. Why
because
do
you're
you have
not
to slow
fit
down?
enough to just hold on to it.
Yeah.
Listen, if I
Is
could
it
go out
long?
hot and hold on, that would be great. But unfortunately, not that fit. So we have to like pace it.
Do you do workouts every day where there's no pacing? Like, is that part of the strategy of training? Is it like, hey, dude, I know you're gonna want to pace this workout. Don't pace it. Just go and let's see what happens. Do you have to do
There's
that every day?
not every day. There's definitely some workouts like that. Like Um, today we had ones that was like every 3 minutes for 5 rounds. And so you're like sprinting those 3 minutes so you could rest before you have to do the next one. So there's workouts meant for that. And then there's longer ones that you have to learn how to pace. It's knowing yourself as an athlete and then trusting your coach too.
And just not being. There's times though you have to push like I'm guessing, and you're just like, hey, that's not true. I can push through this. Don't be a pussy. I actually can hurt a little bit more.
Yeah. Keeper will usually like come up behind all of us and we'll say that, and usually we think we're dying.
Yeah.
And then the second he like stands behind you, like you can always go a little bit faster.
Yeah. That's scarring
Yeah.
that I talked about. Yeah, that's scarring. Like you get scarred.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you pretty, do you stay pretty injury free?
Yeah, I would say for the most part. I mean, like everybody usually has like little things here and there. Like I have some pretty bad elbows, but like not too bad. I was dealing with like a little thing before Dubai with my back, but thankfully it hasn't come back, and I just try to keep on top of my body work and listen to my body if I need a second. And thankfully it's worked out for me this far.
What's an elbow problem? What does that feel like? You mean
I think it's just like my grip,
like
what used to be like one of my biggest weaknesses. And so I think we just like worked so much on it. And then also when I'm working, like I have my fine motor skills for dental hygiene. So I
mhm.
think it's just a bunch of like overuse. So it's just like nagging elbows, like nothing bad, just pain.
Is it here or is it this thing?
Yeah, it's like just everywhere.
Oh, interesting.
Depends on the
How's
day and what I'm doing.
how's your pegboard?
Good, great. That was actually one of the things that I was really excited for Rogue. It was supposed to be like high box jumps, pegboards, run up and down the hill. I was like, hell yeah, I'm super excited for this. Took out the pegboards, put in handstand walking. I was like,
Mm.
nice. Okay.
Because that thing will cause this thing to flare up. Just
Yeah,
overtraining on pegboard.
yeah. I do. I really love like pegboards and like rope cuts and stuff. That's actually, it used to be two of my most hatred things to do. But I think we just worked on them so much that I got really good at them. And so I love seeing them in Metcons.
Hey, that movement they did at the games where they got up on top of the box and did a pirouette and then cruised down the stairs. Would you be able to do that?
I think so. We've never practiced it, but I think so. I hope so.
And what about that other thing, that crossover double under?
Oh, I love crossover dubs. Love
Oh,
them.
okay. All right. That's the basketball girl in you.
Yeah. I like the odd different movements.
Hey, do you think you think you have something to prove? Like, do you think that there's like, is there some sort of axe, like, or chip on your shoulder or something you're trying to grind by being a CrossFit athlete? It seems like just so much work. Or do you think do you think you truly like it? Or do you think like you're working on some demons? You seem like to me like you really work it. Like you might not have any demons.
No demons that I know of, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I truly, truly love doing it. Um, like after the games, I think we took like 3 days off, and I was like, okay, like I'm really excited. I want to get back into training. After Rogue, we took a couple days off because I just missed it, and then after Dubai, I finally was like, oh, okay, like I could take a week or two off from the gym. That's okay. But then like 2 weeks was enough, and I was like, I really want to get back. So I think I really love it. I love being competitive.
Would you ever go back to Mayhem for like a couple weeks just to train? Like, do you think that there was value in going there for you?
I think it was cool. I think it's just too much of a travel for me, especially like having my dogs here. And when you fly there, you also have to drive another hour and a half to get into Cookville. But I think it
Right.
was a really cool space for sure. Just being able to train with all of them was a really cool opportunity.
And what was was that your first time meeting Angelo?
Yeah, I met Angelo at Wadapalooza last year,
Uh-oh. I think you
when
may
he
have
was like
froze.
asking me to be on team, and
Oh,
then
sorry, you
I
broke up.
stayed with.
Start again, Kyra. Was that the first time you met Angelo? Like you
Yeah,
guys just
so
talked on
well,
the
yeah, we talked on the phone, met him at Wadapalooza right before the season, and then ended up staying with him for 3 weeks for the Open because you had to do the whole Open out there, and then stayed with him for quarterfinals, and then for games training, Kiefer and I got an Airbnb out there with our dogs.
and how was that? What's he like?
Exactly how you see on social media for sure.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, he
Really good
is.
guy, like
Yeah.
loves his people. Yeah, cool dude.
Did you
Loves
do
to hunt.
do you and Kiefer go to church?
No. Mm-mm.
When you went there, did you go to any church with any of the Mayhem crew?
No.
Any prayer circles?
No, not for me.
Not even one. It wasn't for me either. But anytime they asked me to pray, I'd get fucking the prayer circle. Anything to have
No.
Rich put his arm around me. Well, it was great meeting you. I'm excited to see the journey. Thanks for doing this. I know
Thanks
we
for
had to
having me
reschedule
on.
once. I apologize. Yeah, you're always welcome. You're cool as shit. Yeah, and
Thank
I look
you.
forward to meeting Kiefer too. I've heard so much about him, and it's cool to meet one of his athletes. And I'm stoked for you. It's cool. I think the bubble athletes are where all the drama is and where all the excitement is up until the games. So you're gonna do the West Coast semifinal if you make it.
Yeah, it'll actually be super cool since it's back out in Carson and it'll be outdoors. I'm actually really excited for that.
Pool boy, Kyra's dope. Look forward to seeing you at the next competition.
Ooh, Mike, actually, one of my first competitions that I've ever done a swim event at, he was there, and we both basically like drug each other out of the water because neither of us could swim that well.
How is that? Do you work on that a lot?
Yeah, we swim at least once a week. When I was out in Mayhem, we swam 3 times a week. So now I'm definitely more comfortable in the water. Still don't love
Okay.
it, but a lot more comfortable.
Do you have a swim coach?
We did. So Underdogs hired a swim coach for a couple months, which was super helpful. Yeah. But now it's just like a couple of the girls are really good swimmers. And so we'll go swim together and they help me out a ton.
Awesome. CrossFit, those quads sink like rocks.
They do. I am built like a 4x4. I'm not a runner and I am not a swimmer, but I will try really hard.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good on you. All right, cool girl. Thank you. Tell Kiefer I said hi. Thanks for coming on, and hopefully, if everything goes well, which it seems like it is, I'll get to see you in Carson when I'm filming the behind the scenes there.
Yeah. And the CrossFit games when you're filming
Yes.
behind the scenes.
God, I hope so. God, I hope so. That wasn't a dig at you. That was a dig at me. I'm one step at a time, baby step. My mouth could get me in
Same.
trouble, and you could never see me again.
Yeah. I'm just putting it out there for both of us. So
Good. Thank you. I appreciate your optimism. All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
That was easy. That's a cool gal. Kyra Milligan. Underdogs Athletics. Cutler got good people out there. I should get DeLugos back on and figure out what the fuck happened to him. Fucking mental health issues and kind of vanished off the scene for a second. Who do you guys think was on that team with her? Huh? Who do you think? She's pretty. It's had to have been Carrie Pierce. There's been rumors Carrie's going to go team, and if she thinks they're going to win, I mean, I think that chick retired as the fittest chick in the United States. Yeah, she's cool. She needs she's going to get pregnant if she's not careful. I know these kind of things. I'm smart like that. Is she dating her coach? I think. It sounds like it. Or he's dating her or something. They live together. She likes him. She thinks he's hot. The other coaches were telling them they should kiss. God, I love that story. Being young is fun, isn't it? People telling you to kiss. I like that story this morning that Dylan told about Ariel. About how her priority was like to get to the games, and then when she reworked her priorities, it happened. Thought that was dope. Josiah Rye. Hello, my friend. You are in Coeur d'Alene? Is he? Come by Woodland, Wildland CrossFit. Dude, you know what happened today, Josiah? Are you in Coeur d'Alene? This is one fucking icy spot. I've never been anywhere this icy. I rented this Lincoln Navigator. You fucking can't even drive around here. Can't even get fucking traction on that. It's just sheets of ice. I fell down. For the first time in my life, I fell down. I was walking out. I was at the airport getting on the jet yesterday. God, that fucking jet was so fast yesterday. That was one of the fastest little jets I've ever been on. A little 11-seater. I was walking out to the fucking jet and I fucking slipped and fell on the ice. A good thing I'm fucking agile like a cat and fucking I don't know what, CrossFitter. And I did just put my hand down and fucking looked around and stood up. Oh, man. So we loaded up the cars today. Greg and I loaded up the kids and the chicks and the kids. And he has like 2 expeditions or something here that have 4-wheel drive. So we were loaded up the cars, and the driveway's so slippery. It's so slippery you don't even walk. Oh yeah, look at tons of accidents. My 5-year-old slipped on the driveway. Yeah. So I'm so glad to hear you say that. I thought you were gonna be like, don't be a pussy. So we loaded up the cars, and we were gonna do a bunch of shit. We were gonna go to the store and get a monitor. He was gonna help me like set up a little podcast studio like here at his house here. So whenever I'm here, I can just podcast. And then he said that there's a store here that I got to see called like Outside 40 or North 40 or something. He said it's a really cool store. And then we were going to take the kids to eat. We're just going to do family shit. And we get the cars loaded up, and Greg rolls down the window and he's like, dude, my guy here in town, like I think it's like the groundskeeper said, hey, I wouldn't go out. Yesterday, when we came back, we went to Washington. We came back to the airport was closed because it's so icy. So we had to land in Spokane. So we drove here. And when we drove here, it was a 4-wheel drive car that brought us back to Greg's house. And when it went on Greg's driveway, and Greg's driveway is not even that steep. Not even, I wouldn't say it's steep at all. And the guy slid down, and the car, and then he steered it while it was sliding, and he steered it in between an Expedition and a Navigator, and kind of just like stopped. Thought for sure he was going to fucking take out 3 cars. Oh, back 40? No, outside 40? I don't know. North 40? Maybe it's North 40. I don't know. But he said I'll fucking lose my mind in there. He said it's such a cool store. I buy the stupidest shit for my kids. I ordered some boots from Amazon, some snow boots, but they're not even snow boots, they're snow shoes. So my kids go out and play in the snow, and the snow just comes right into their shoe. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm buying. So I wanted to go there and get them like some boots that like actually come up. Anyway, so we loaded up the families. We were in the driveway, we were in the cars, and then we just got out of the cars and came back in the house. That's it. Sat on the table and hung out and laughed with Greg for 2 hours. Took a nap. Went back upstairs. He talked to me about probability and all sorts of fun shit. Then I went and took another nap. And this. All right. Tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, David Panon, running for Congress in the 46th District of California. I'm going to really have to put on my stupid hat tomorrow because this guy's really smart. And I'm going to have to just like really take some deep breaths and be like, well, so what is Congress? Why are you running? But I think this dude, he's a professor of German at UC Riverside. And I saw some videos he had on Instagram. Basically, I think this dude used to be a hardcore Democrat like me. And basically, he's come to the same understanding that I have, that you can't fight racism with racism. And he sees it in the UC system, that basically every single employee at the UC system has to take a stance on DEI. But they're not really interested in diversity. They're just interested in you accepting racism as part of the entry process into the school system. That's supposed to be the diversity part. He's like, hey, that's just making us less diverse. So he's coming on tomorrow. That's it. We did a show on Twitter today that we did not do on YouTube. If you have not seen it, you should see it. The best behind the scenes footage in the history of CrossFit has been captured by Patrick Rios, Will Brandstetter, and the Sevon podcast, and it's been put together. You're not going to even believe it. It's with Jason Hopper, Dallin Pepper, and Ricky Mack from Wadapalooza, Tier Wadapalooza. It's so dope. I'm so happy. Sarah Cox over at CA Peptides insisted that we do behind the scenes or get something. She was like, hey, I just get something out of Wadapalooza to do it. So we did. It's unbelievable. All right. It's a game changer, by the way. It's completely, I told you it was going to be a game changer before we shot it, and it's a fucking complete game changer, what we captured. I wonder if anyone else is going to try to do it. but it's a complete game changer. Good job on episode 6. Oh, thank you. I'm going to send you, Patrick, I'm going to send you this. I'll send you this Wadapalooza doc, private link to that too. It will be for members only for a week, and then we'll set it for free. Sebon, we need a Sprague day in the life since you're in Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, I was texting with James Sprague today. He said he'll be in town Monday, and I don't know when I'm leaving. Who else? There was someone else in the chat early on that I said I wanted to send a copy of the show to. Shit, I can't remember. Anyway, if you want a copy of the Wadapalooza show and you want to give me feedback on it, and tell me how great I am and how great Patrick Rios is. What a stud. I can't believe CrossFit got rid of him. Man, they fucked up. Oh, Halpin. Thank you. Halpin. All right. Oh, fine. Text me. CrossFit, text me. Oh, me. Yeah, text me. Justin, I'll send it to you too. You're into that Geek Out show, but you're going to be blown away. This is fucking otherworld. Yeah. You text me. If you got my text, if you can text me, I'll probably send it to you. Or just get a membership and you get it a week early. Support me. And it's cool. That is one of the things I'm going to do with the memberships. Hopefully keep Rios on and have him keep making good shit. Yeah, Rios and his wife are insane, dude. They're such good people. Man. All right. Dude, crazy. A little guy, too. Like, and someone told me he snatches 235. I would have never and runs marathons. I'd have never thought that in a million years. He looks like a little pinner, a little skinny Mexican dude or some Italian dude. I guess he's a beast. He wears his clothes baggy and shit. All right. Can I text on the show phone? No. Nice try. I appreciate you trying that. All right. I'll talk to you. Oh, you know what maybe I should do? What if I did this? Holy shit, this is a fucking brilliant idea. I should run this by Souza. I'm trying to build up the following on Twitter because of what happened to Mark Bell on YouTube. So what if I did a show on Twitter and gave the link out to all the people who text me from the Twitter show? God, that fuck, I'm a marketing genius. Did I ever tell you guys that I was the chief marketing officer for the fastest growing company on planet Earth? Philip, that's awesome. That's an awesome meme. All right. Oh, that's sweet. God, I love it when people are nice to me. Miranda Alcaraz from Street Parking said she put a link to our podcast in their newsletter. That is fucking cool. That is so freaking cool. I can't tell you how many people just don't. Don't. They just don't. Douche nozzles. Always give. You always give. You always give. It's so easy. Just give. It's so easy. You'll feel so good. Don't expect anything in return. Just get rid of shit. Just be free of shit. Give your shit away. Give your shit like if you make a movie, give someone a credit in it who doesn't even think they're going to get a credit in it. They'll be stoked, and you lose nothing. It's nothing off of your back. Just give. No, I'm not going to. I don't think I'll go in person with Greg. You mean like have him sitting across from me? We do the podcast across from each other? No. All right. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you, Christine. Do you have my phone number? Text me for that. For reactivating your Twitter account, you get a early copy, the super early copy of the Wadapalooza. I think it could be released any second now. Anyway, Patrick's chomping at the bit to get it out for the members. Dude, I want to tell you guys this too. Those people at Wadapalooza, Dylan and Sasha, they're so stoked. I mean, if I don't know if they're actually stoked, but they should be so stoked. Tears should be stoked. This content is like, it's unreal. It is. Tears should send me a check for 50 grand. They should send Sarah Cox a check for 50 grand. Fuck. It's fucking great. hypes it up so much. Everyone, it's the kind of shit that gives you FOMO. Other athletes are gonna be like, oh shit, I want to be in that shit. I want to work with Jason Hopper. I want to work with Patrick Rios. It's like that. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.